This morning we're looking at the humble refuse skip.
Hey, Joe! Here I'm wanting some information about skips.
Excuse me, I see you digging around in the skip there. Have you found anything of interest here?
Right, you're not for the brew, are you?
No, Radio Scotland, Ben Macaulay show.
Right, well, a fridge, and there's one of these boxes there. They're good, no?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
20th century icons, the refuse skip.
The first skip was invented by an enterprising entrepreneurial young Scot called Donald MacRonald in 1919. He was a pioneer in the kitchen renovation business and accurately predicted the need for large yellow buckets for uplifting by lorries to landfill sites in darkest Ayrshire. The modernisation boom in the 60s and 70s led to skips being mass-produced by British Leyland. Ironically, it was one of their more successful aerodynamic designs. Suddenly, it became de rigueur to have a skip outside your two up, two down, and thus began the skip boom that has perpetuated through the 80s and 90s.
I don't sort of pass one without having a good look. And about 2 years ago, there was a skip in Highland Roads, and I saw this old mirror in it. Like it was like a Georgian-style overmantel mirror, like for over a fireplace. So I took it along to Christie's in Glasgow, and like a couple of weeks after that, I got a cheque through the door for 1,300 quid.
Chairs, tables, lamps, big houses, you know, the skips.
Hindland area now.
That's right. Got your Dorothy Paul's and Johnny Beattie's. You furnish your house with a skip, actually.
Excuse me, I couldn't help noticing you digging around on that skip over there. Did you find anything of interest?
Well, I found some wooden things and some metal, which I might take away with me, and this orange bucket, which I really like.
What possible use can you have for these things? Because they are broken after all.
Oh yes, but I use them in my art, you see, and the more broken they are, the better, because I like to recover what society rejects.
Every time I'm passing by and see a skip, there's a little bit of expectation and dash over and have a look, and unfortunately it's usually just full of old bricks or something, but there's been some absolutely amazing finds.
It's actually against the law to actually take stuff out of skip. They can actually do you for trespassing on a skip and theft out of a skip, which is rubbish. You're actually doing them a favour because you're taking the rubbish out of the skip and giving them more space.
That's right.
So they don't have to send for another skip. You've already emptied half of it.
So remember, dear listeners, the next time you see a skip, go on, be brave, have a good rummage. You never know what you might find. A Schreiber kitchen unit, an antique fireplace, a rare oil painting, a Stradivarius, a Mel Gibson cereal bowl, some Anita Harris albums, a Daniel Day-Lewis tank top.
I'm not too sure if it's just against the law to take something out of a skip. I think it's against the law to put something into a skip as well.
It certainly is.
Yeah.
Former farmer and flatulent frontman of fabled folk fusion flops Deacon Blue ran away with the fair yesterday.
Does your house have a chimney, sir? Time now for the latest in our 20th century icon series. This week we're looking at the goatee beard.
Just what is it that you want to do?
We want to be free to grow goatee beards. We want to grow goatees. Intense young men in black, reading Bukowski, Ginsberg, quoting Sartre and fancying Catherine Deneuve. Or sad suits with personality transplants, trying to get some cred with a bit of facial fluff. 20th century icons! The goatee beard.
I can see where you're coming from with the intense man reading poetry and all that, but I feel as if it's not all in one category nowadays. I feel as if the hip-hop people are taking the trend further than what these intense men have.
I was wanting to shave it off, but my wife says that she won't, what's the word, have sex with me.
They seem kind of scratchy and a little bit grotty.
I had it for 2 years and it looked quite bad actually in retrospect.
Disgusting, really quite vile, hate them, horrible, especially when you get egg yolks stuck in them.
Excuse me, so you've got a cultural icon on your chin?
Oh, my goatee. Yes, I grew this about a couple of years ago. Yes, it's quite nice, isn't it? I use different conditioners and moisturisers on it just to keep it nice and glossy.
I'm at City Barbers, the renowned City Barbers, in Glasgow, and I'm talking to
John Bonner. About 50% of the people who wear goatees don't suit them, the other 50% do. I would say most of this century, you're talking about maybe one person in 2025 had a goatee. I would say since about 1990, 92, it's become more and more popular. And it's due mainly, I can tell you, to Mike Tyson. I found that in this trade there was a sudden explosion of people asking for goatees because that's when he was released from prison.
We want to be free to do what we want to do.
He came out sporting a goatee, and I thought it made him look a bit younger, and I think most people did.
Just what is it that you want to do?
Look, we just want to be free, and we want to grow goatees.
We just want to do what?
We want to grow goatees.
Away, baby, let's go.
Since I was kind of thrown out of the armed forces for, well, I don't want to go into that, but I was thrown out of the armed forces in 1984, and after that I grew my hair, grew a ponytail, and grew a goatee beard. And one time I was in the south side and I went into a chemist and I walked in just before the shut and I noticed the woman leaning down and touching something under the counter, and she hit the panic button because there was me and the boys, the band that I was working with, were standing at the doorway. There was three of them at the doorway and there was me walking in. We had a long raincoat on and she hit the panic button and it all went pear-shaped. It scares people.
I don't see the point in a goatee beard. I think it's a bit devilish looking. But I do like older men with beards because they're kind of distinguished looking.
I think they're absolutely gorgeous, really sexy.
Don't you think they're a bit pretentious?
No, I think that's really sexy. I mean, I could totally see that it would improve any man's appearance.
By covering their face?
Yeah.
With the right dress sense, they can actually look very distinguished no matter who you are. But I think they're a bit passy now. I think they're a bit past their sell-by date, so to speak. I mean, I used to have one myself, but I wouldn't have one now. I always found that they were a bit hard to trim, a bit hard to control. They eventually get a bit wild.
Interesting, there's quite a lot of internet sites dedicated to beards and goatee beards especially because they're seen as quite hard to maintain a lot of the time. So there's a lot of hints and tips on the internet on how to keep your beard looking nice and trim.
It's shaped, and it's usually, if you know what I'm talking about here, about a 1 or 2 guard on it, which means it's fairly close. Generally, customers look after it themselves. We do it, we shape it. That's what we do. We tidy it up. After about 3 weeks, you'll find it gets a bit shaggy.
The goatee's here and it's staying and it's not going and it's going to be here, I feel. Personally, I think it looks a bit stupid, do you know what I mean?
We're gonna go goatee beards. We're gonna go goatee beards. We're gonna